House music was rooted in Chicago and has grown internationally since then. I'm here downtown Shanghai at Bar Rouge because I found out Felix Da Housecat is playing here tonight. So let's go and talk to the Housecat himself.
Seduction in a magazine, endless pleasure in limousine. In the back shakes a tambourine, nicotine from a silver screen.
Felix Stallings Jr., aka The Housecat, is an American DJ and record producer straight from the city of Chicago. He is known to be the second generation of house music and has made remixes for both Madonna and Britney Spears.
Hi Felix, what does house music mean to you as an artist and why do you love it?
When I was 14, I kind of was brought up into it because I made my first house record when I was 14, so this was like 1985. So this was when house music first started. So it's sort of like a part of my whole culture and my upbringing. So, you know, like it's like breathing to me. It's sort of house music being my mother and father. It's sort of like my parents brought me into the world of music pretty much. So it's like a part of my whole life. You know, I'm like 44 now, you know, so I've been living with it forever.
With 10 studio albums already under his belt, I have to say my all-time favorite album of his is Kittens and the Glitz. Released in 2001, it was then released again in the US a year later by Emperor Norton Records after being critically acclaimed in the UK.
What do you hope to bring to the people through your music?
That's a good question. Like every time I play, I try to educate people just to show them where I come from, you know. Then I try to take them to where I'm going, but I always just try to stay true to myself.
House music emerged in Chicago in the early 80s due to an anti-disco campaign. People started burning disco records and the scene went back underground. And from the ashes of disco, with its characterized 4x4 beats and synthesized bass lines, house music was born.
Why do you think house music has become such an important genre in the popular music scene?
The good thing about house and why it's been so important because it's always had ways to reinvent itself, you know, because in the beginning it was like disco, and when that idiot burnt all the disco records in Chicago, it went back underground, and so people started playing like the B-sides of the 12 inches of disco in like New York and Chicago. And when Frankie Knuckles came to Chicago, it was sort of like it was reinvented again, you know. I don't ever see it's gonna die. You can always have these trends. You can always have like electro or DM or electronic. At the end of the day, when it all fades, you still could go back to house music because it's still the floor to the floor. People still want to dance to that beat, you know, so yeah.
Everybody wants to be Hollywood. The fame, the vanity, the glitz, the stories.
In the late 80s, Chicago house music artists started to get major label deals, and other pop artists such as Madonna, Janet Jackson began to incorporate this genre into their works as well.
You know, like 90210.
Can you give us a bit of a history of house music?
The beginnings, you know, it goes something like, I would say Frankie Knuckles and Ron Hardy pretty much kick-started it. You know, Vince Lawrence and Jesse Saunders, apparently they claimed they made the first house record, but they actually had the idea to put it out on vinyl. You know, so a combination between Frankie Knuckles, you know, Ron Hardy, you know, Larry Levan rocking it out in New York, DJ International, Chicago Tracks, and then Marshall Jefferson, you know, who had the house music anthem, Move Your Body. It was just, it was like a movement. Everybody was just coming together. It was just like boom, 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 you know, so. And I'm happy to say I was blessed to be a part of that, making Fantasy Girl with DJ Pierre and stuff, so. I know I don't look like I come from 1984 because, you know, I look young and stuff, but yeah.
Looking young is good, and that's how I would describe house music as well. It is a very youthful style of music. Even though it came from the 80s, it is still one of the most popular genre played in clubs and mainstream pop scenes across the globe.
Well, there you have it. Not only is house music fun to dance to, but it's another American culture phenomenon that has changed the world. So if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go and start dancing.